I'm back with a NASCAR 21 video. It's been a while since I talked about this game on my channel. I think the last time I reacted to NASCAR 21 was when they first showed off the first trailer revealing the game. And ever since then, I haven't really made a video about this game, but I really wanted to put a video out today, or really wanted to make a video today about this game because first of all, it has been a lot that's been revealed since I last talked about it. So many things confirmed, a lot more gameplay shown off, even people getting the chance to play it and getting their impressions of the game. And not to mention this dev diary that they just showed recently. It's 11 minutes long. This dev diary showed off so much and it blows the other two dev diaries that they showed. It blows those out of the water. Those other dev diaries that they shown, it was only like 2 to 3 minutes. You couldn't really, they didn't really show much. They didn't really talk about much. This dev diary right here, they talked about a lot. They showed off a lot of like presentation, which is something that I've been wanting in these games for a while. I'm gonna break this down. I got the video set to slow motion, and like I said, we're just gonna go through the noticeable things in this dev diary. It's a lot of talking, but like I said, I just want to show off like what was noticeable. Plus, at the end of this video, I want to talk about a couple things regarding like silly season being confirmed, and probably a few other things that I might want to talk about. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. Like I said, I got to set the slow motion. Try to go, like I said, gonna try to fast forward through like a bunch of the, you know, talking and all that, and just show off the noticeable things. So here we go. So I'm really gonna use, like I said, I'm gonna use this camera view in this video. I mean, in this game when it comes out. I really like that camera view. So here's the first noticeable thing right here. Look at all these people standing on pit road. We didn't have this in NASCAR Heat. We didn't have this in the tennis games. Look at, you got the car sitting on pit road, and then right here, this is, man, this is when I kind of like sat up in my chair and I was like, oh shit, hold on, what's this right here? They got drivers being interviewed, people standing on pit road. Just, this makes the game feel alive. Like it immerses you into the game. Like this is what we've been missing for so long. Like NASCAR games haven't had this since 2004, or maybe 05 to an extent, but mainly 04. Like NASCAR games have been behind for so long when it comes to like stuff like this. Yeah, the textures, you know, of the people don't look all that great, but it's their first year doing stuff like this, so I'm gonna give them a pass. But at least they're attempting to give us, you know, presentation. And you know, I'm glad they scanned the drivers. Like that image of Michael McDowell, that looks just like, you know, that looks just like him in a way. You got the lady interviewing him, and I mean, just all this stuff going on in the background. Like this gives the game life. You got the just stuff going on just everywhere. Like NBA games, like NBA, MLB, Madden. They've had these things for a while, and meanwhile NASCAR games haven't. Here goes some Dover gameplay right here. Dover looks pretty good. Somebody pointed this out. You can see the gate, what's it called, the anti-alias, I can't even pronounce it. That little issue to where like stuff is loading as you're racing, so that's kind of an issue. I kind of hope that's an old build that they were showing. Here go Watkins Glen. Looks nice. I like the roof cam. Chase Elliott car sitting at Circuit of Americas. Yeah, here go one of the game designers right here. Try to fast forward some of this. This right here look nice, man. Look at this, man. This, like I said, this is the type of stuff I've been wanting to see for a while. Look at that. That's, I like stuff like that, man. Just so refreshing to see after just having, not having this in no NASCAR game before. And they talked about this in this video, talked about that in this video too, to where like how they want to like, they want to make it seem like you got a hot pass, and you could be in the garage and just see things going on throughout the garage, seeing cars pull out, your pit crew pulling you out of the garage, like backing your car up and stuff, and driving out of the garage area and all that. Like, that's cool as hell, man. They go Richmond. Richmond look real nice. The lighting, I think the main thing to notice about, graphically with this game is just the lighting. The lighting looks real good. Obviously, there is some, look at that. That looks nice, man. And you got the option to skip this stuff too if you don't want to see any of that. You can kind of see that at the bottom where it says skip. So if people don't want to see, stuff like that, they can just skip it. So trying to get to the other noticeable things. This was something I noticed right here, how you can see Larson's car, whoever was playing as him, they get loose right here. I don't know if his assist was on or off. Like I said, we need some more uncut gameplay because we haven't gotten any uncut gameplay yet, which is still concerning. But, like I said, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far and what I'm hearing when it comes to this game. But we still need to see that uncut gameplay, man. Like, just show us like 5 minutes of like just straight up gameplay. Like somebody just doing like a 10-lap race at Vegas or a 5-lap race at Kansas or something. Yeah, just, like I said, the lighting looks real good. You can see the car bouncing. The physics, I know it's kind of hard to judge physics, without, having played the game, but it just looks better. Like how the way the car is cutting and how the way it's bouncing and stuff. You didn't see that in NASCAR Heat games. You go another shot. Like I said, I definitely plan on using this camera view, man. I've always been a roof cam type of guy or hood cam, but I'm definitely gonna try to switch over and then use this camera view right here because it definitely looks nice. That is a camera view that you can use in game. At first, I thought it was like a camera that was only available in replay mode, but it looked like you can end up using it for real. Within the game. You got Newman running up high, Truex running kind of like low. I kind of hope, let me pause real quick. I kind of hope at Darlington you could run like the apron, like how they do in real life. Because you try to run the apron on the Heat games, any of the Heat games, you're gonna spin out. I know on 04 you can run the apron. That just shows you how behind NASCAR Heat is when it comes to physics and all that. They go to Roval, them coming out of the infield area. Just so much presentation being shown in this dev diary. And I was listening to what they were saying, and they were saying like how this game is not NASCAR Heat. It's not NASCAR Heat 6. This is a whole new deal when it comes to this company. And I'm glad that they letting people know that because, a lot of people don't realize that it's a lot of people that still don't realize that this is a whole new deal. This is not NASCAR Heat. This is not Monster Games. So look at that. You got the plane flying over the track. That I like stuff like that, man. Just attention to detail at the end of the day. That makes the game feel alive. It makes it feel modern. Just that just makes the game just better. Here goes some more garage shots. And like I said before, you can skip this stuff. Bubba Wallace being interviewed. That actually looked just like Bubba. Like I said, the textures of the characters don't look all that great, and how the way they moving doesn't seem like it's on par with other sports titles, but I'm pretty sure they're going to improve that as time goes on. You go Homestead. Homestead looks really nice. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that we still have to figure out, and then there's two things I want to talk about that's negative towards the end of the video. I just want to strictly focus on this for now, because like I said, it's a lot of things that they showed off. Look at that. Hold on, let me rewind that real quick. You saw the car just kind of like bounced right there. That it's a bump right there in real life, if I'm not mistaken, in Darlington. Wow. BJ McLeod. Like I said, it's kind of hard to judge physics because of until you actually try the game, but it just looks better. This is what I'm talking about with your team pushing you out of the garage. They was talking about that in this Dev Diary. They interviewed the drivers and you know, stuff like that. Man, like they just showed off so much in this Dev Diary. And then it's something at the end that they showed that I'm gonna react to. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. I like how they showed off. They show you just you getting the data pad and just showing your driver in the car, just talking to the crew chief. I was still kind of hoping they would have had like an interactive, like a crew chief that you can interact with, kind of like how Project Cars 2 had it, to where they can kind of ask you what's wrong with the car and you can kind of select like what's wrong with the car and stuff. It's not gonna be like that, but hopefully in the future we can get something like that. They got lap data, so I don't know what track they at. I don't know, Daytona, so they show you, I guess you by lap, it show you like how much your times fall off throughout a run. That's gonna be nice to have. Now here's the concerning thing right here. I was gonna talk about it at the end of the video, but I might as well talk about it now. It seemed like there's not gonna be no advanced setups, like being able to mess with the suspension and the dampers and, you know, just being able to mess with a lot more gear ratios. It just seemed like that we're going to have a slider, and that's kind of disappointing. But at the same, for me personally, I'm not really a big setup guy. I can't set up a car like that. I just like to, you know, race and just try to be fast with what I got. But I know this is gonna piss a lot of people off. I know this one guy that's he's kind of been putting out videos just criticizing these guys, and one of the things that he talked about was no custom setups and how that's unacceptable. And yeah, I get it. It's been custom setups in every NASCAR game dating back to like the early 2000s. But like I said, for me, it doesn't bother me like that. The thing that bothers me is, you know, not having private lobbies, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit. So yeah, it seemed like you just got a slider and that's pretty much it, which sucks. But at the same time, like, and not to mention you can, you know, adjust tire pressures, wedge, and stuff like that. But that's why you're racing, and they'll make those adjustments on pit road. So it's not like that you select your setup through a slider and then that's what you're stuck with for the whole race, and you can't adjust your car at all. So it can be worse. You know, they can have it to where we can't adjust our cars at all, even, you know, doing green flag stops. So here's more presentation, man. Just man, like, I can't tell y'all like how happy I am to like see stuff like that. Like that type of stuff I like seeing, man. And hopefully they continue to build on this going forward, which I'm pretty sure they will. Like, hopefully in future games we can get interviewed and, you know, just have, you know, more of stuff like that happen. I don't want no story mode type of deal like what the F1 games are doing and like what NBA is doing, but just continue to show like more off-track stuff. Bristol looks nice. I like the hood when it comes to this game. A lot of positives to take away, even though there is some negatives. I just named one of them, and that's the no custom setups. They go to interviewer. They did scan Hannah Newhouse. I know she's in the game, unless that was her right there. If it was, that looked nothing like her. But yeah, they scanned Joy Logano's agent. They scanned a lot of people. They scanned all the drivers. So that's how you know these guys are pretty serious when it comes to this. BJ McLeod, that looked just like him. I hope in the future we can scan ourselves and then we can end up being in the game ourselves, kind of like how the NBA games are, to where you know, I think you take the PlayStation camera and you scan yourself and then they load you into the game like that. Hopefully they can have that in the future, because I would love to have something like that. And then it's just a whole bunch of talking right here. More gameplay. Nashville is actually one of the first tracks I'm gonna do when I get this game, because I can really, get a feel for like how the braking it. You got to use the brakes when it comes to Nashville. You carry enough speed. It's a handling racetrack, so and then eventually I'm gonna get to the mile and a half and short tracks and Daytona, Talladega. But Nashville, it's definitely gonna be one of the first races I end up doing when one of the first tracks I end up testing out when I end up getting the game. Talladega actually looks freshly paved in this game. I kind of noticed that when they showed it. Let me rewind it real quick. It looks freshly paved. It looks like how it did back in 2006 when they first repaved it. I don't think it's supposed to look that fresh. Like Talladega, it's got like a more wider look to it now, and starting to look very rough now. It's no bumps really. A couple of bumps on the triover, but not no huge bumps. But it has aged dramatically though. And here goes some more gameplay right there. Almost done. Like I said, just a whole bunch of off-track stuff that they showed off. That really impressed me, and that got me looking forward to the game. So we go Richmond again. Day to night transitions are in the game. That's another thing. Like that's gonna look nice. It's not gonna be day to night transitions to where you're it's by stage. You're gonna have day to night transitions. You're actually gonna be seeing it as you're racing. So that's good. I'm happy about that, because I didn't really like that in NASCAR Heat. Like, yeah, it was day to night transitions, but it was by stage. Now we're coming up on something at the end. I'm going to have to get ready to pause like real quickly. Let me see if I can set this to even slower, because they're getting ready to show something that excited a lot of people at the end. Something that we all been asking for. Man, just this game looks good, man. And when I say it looks good, it looks way better than the Heat games. I think this, like, without a doubt, this game is gonna, be better than any of the Heat games. The question is, can it be good enough to where like I'm playing the game all year round until the next one? Because usually, hold on. Here it comes. No, I wasn't trying to do that. Damn it. Bristol dirt. That's the first time we've seen Bristol dirt. Wonder how the dirt fizz. I wonder how that's gonna feel. And here go the paint booth. So I'm disappointed because I heard that we're not gonna be able to upload decals into the game and apply it on our cars like on GT Sport, but we got an actual paint booth, and it seems like it's gonna be pretty similar to the tennis games. So you get to paint the body, the side skirts, spoiler, roof rails, wheels, and wheel stripe. Give you a lot of options. God damn it. Damn, they flew through this. And then you get to paint, look at that, paint the wheels. They showed off. See, look at this, man. I got it set to slow motion like a motherfucker. And hold on. I got this thing slowed down so much, and they just flying through this. You can choose, you can move your number. So yeah, you can move your number. It's so much debate going on right now about where the number should be at. Me personally, they should just keep it in the center. But you know, NASCAR, they always gotta mess with things. Here go the sponsor. See, this is another concern. Not that many sponsors to choose from. You can select shapes and stripes, which is cool, but this is why I want a decal uploader, because you know I can go on the internet, take like, you know, sponsors that's not even in the sport no more, and just upload them to the game, and just other things in general like GT Sport. But this is a good start though. You get to see, you get to size all this stuff up. This is good, man. Like, I'm looking forward to creating cars on here. This is nothing like NASCAR Heat. So that was that. The Dev Diary 3. Now, another thing I want to talk about real quick, and I'm trying to hurry up because I don't want this video to be too long, even though I'm pretty sure that's already over 20 minutes. So another thing that was confirmed was silly season. I actually asked about this before they posted this on their website. I asked Rusty Wars, the community manager for Motorsports Games, will there be silly season? Like, would it be any driver movement? And he said, yeah, we'll have more details about that. And then like a couple days later, they added this to their website, and it showed will there be driver changes between seasons and career mode. And it says, with silly season being a major part in NASCAR in real life, each year the career mode of NASCAR 21 Ignition will feature some driver changes between seasons. There will not be driver movement between teams, but some drivers will retire from their current rides and replaced by upcoming drivers making their way up the ranks from NASCAR, from the NASCAR Xfinity and Truck Series. I like this. Yeah, you're not gonna have Logano going from Penske to JGR, or Kevin Harvick going from SHR to Hendrick. Instead, you're going to have driver retirements, and this is what I've been wanting for so long, because it keeps the career mode interesting somewhat. That's what keeps me hooked on NASCAR 04. Like, you're going against you're going against like new faces each season. Like in Thunder 04, guys like Bill Elliott, Ricky Rudd, Rusty Wallace will retire, and you may have guys that, you know, like Ron Hunter coming up from the Busch Series, or who was in the Busch Series at that time? Brian Vickers taking those rides, or you may have fantasy drivers taking those rides. Now, when it comes to this game right here, they're going to have nothing but Xfinity and Truck Series drivers coming up and taking, you know, rides from like Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, you know, guys like that. Now, when it comes to silly season, how I want it to work is this. Make it realistic to where I don't want guys like William Byron, Chase Elliott, Eric Jones. I don't want those guys retiring, you know, early on in my career mode. As a matter of fact, they shouldn't be retiring at all during your career mode. There should be a slight chance that they retire. I think guys like, when you get done with those first like 3 or 4 seasons, you should have guys like Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Newman, even Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex, you know, retiring, because these guys are all in their 40s. And, you know, they should be like the first to retire. And then as you go on, you may have guys like Kyle Busch, Keselowski, who else? Guys like those that start to retire. And, you know, maybe some guys that's in back market equipment. Like, I think Derek Copeland's gonna be in this game, so he should be another one that should be like gone right away. But yeah, like I want it to work like that. And then when these guys retire, put rookie stripes on the back of their cars. Like, say for example, Noah Gregson moves up and he takes over Kurt Busch's ride. I want rookie stripes to be on the back of Kurt Busch's car. This is a detail that 04 got correct, and no other NASCAR game has had it since then. So I would like that. I want rookie stripes to be on, like, if it's their first year in Cup, put rookie stripes on the back of their cars. I want that attention to detail. And then another thing is that when these drivers move up from the Xfinity and Truck Series, they shouldn't perform the same as the previous driver. So Kevin Harvick, he's usually a guy that's dominant. He can, this year, you know, as of 2021, he's not that dominant, but he's usually dominant. He's running top 5, top 10, winning races and stuff. Let's say, for example, he retires in your career mode and Hailie Deegan moves up from the Truck Series. She skips the Xfinity Series for whatever reason, and she moves up to, you know, Cup, and she takes over Harvick's ride. I don't want Hailie Deegan running in the top 5 or top 10. Now, you might be able to view driver ratings in this game from what one of the devs hinted at. There are going to be driver ratings in this game that you can probably view. And if I look at Hailie Deegan's driver rating and it's like at a 69, I'm pretty sure Harvick's would be like somewhere in the 90s, while Hailie's would probably be like 69 or 70. She should be running back in the 30s. I ain't gonna say 30s, but like between 20th to 25th. And that would be much more realistic because Hailie Deegan, she's no Kevin Harvick. So I just don't want her hopping in Harvick car and then picking up where, you know, that Ford car was, where that Ford car left off. Like, she's going up there and winning races. Do I want these people to improve over the years? Yeah. They should be able to cap out at like 15th place, maybe get a top 10 every now and then. But overall though, like, they shouldn't be going up the dominating and stuff. And I think it depends on who, like I said, like if Sheldon Creed moves up, you know, we haven't seen what he done in Xfinity. If Justin Allgaier was to move up to Cup, you know, maybe he'll have a better chance of having success than a Hailie Deegan or Riley Herbst or Brandon Jones. So that's how I want silly season work. And then not to mention, you know, have it be random between people career modes. Like, I want my career mode to be different from, you know, other people. It shouldn't be, you know, set to how, you know, people, like, who in order, like, retires. So maybe in my first season, Harvick retires, while in, you know, your season may be different. Kurt Busch may retire first. Like, it should be different. So glad silly season is gonna be in NASCAR 21. We still don't know a whole lot about the career mode. It seemed like I'm still kind of disappointed that you're not gonna be able to start your own team. But we got to see what they're gonna offer. If you're making money in this career mode, what do you spend it on? Because you can't start your own team. So I'm still kind of curious about that. So that's the things I wanted to talk about though. Dev Diary 3, the silly season. People played the game at Daytona, and a lot of people said that they couldn't really get a good, strong impression of the game because they had assist on and you were racing at Daytona. It's not really a lot you can take away from that. So if they was being able to race at like any track they want and all that, and they can have the assist off, then maybe we can, you know, judge it a little bit more. But right now it's nothing we can really take away from, you know, those impressions. So hopefully we see some uncut gameplay soon, to where like we see like a 5-lap race at Kansas or Nashville, Martinsville, any track besides Daytona or Talladega. So I like what I'm seeing. I'm still curious about things like caution replays. Does the game run at 60 frames per second on console? You know, will private lobbies be, and that's another thing, private lobbies, they seem like it's not gonna be in the game at launch. Hopefully they can get it in there in the day one patch, or if not, they can get in there a couple weeks after launch, because if you don't have private lobbies in this game, it's going to kill league racing. Not to mention, it's going to affect your sales. It's so many people that got leagues out there, and I can't believe they're not going to have it in the game at launch. They probably won't be in the game. Probably won't be in the game at all, which would be just crazy. So, that's something they have to get in. But yeah, two negatives is no custom setups, no private lobbies. Everything else is looking promising. AI is still I'm still kind of skeptical on that. I hope they nail the AI, because if they did, it's going to make the offline experience very enjoyable. I'll play multiple seasons of career mode. I don't know if they got a career mode cap in this game to where you're going to go to like 20 seasons, or it's 10 seasons, or it's unlimited, but I'll play this game offline all till the next game. So if they nail the AI, and I feel confident about the physics, but we have to wait and see though, man. But I'm going to end off with that though. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of NASCAR 21 so far, from what we've seen. I'm going to go ahead and roll up out of here. Y'all have a good one. Peace.